Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Anne Manera. Welcome to another live color along. Thursday, June 17th. Can you believe it's just Thursday, June 17th? I'm gonna just keep saying that for the rest of the year. Good morning, Marianne and Sandra's here with us this morning. How are you, my friend? Bev Larson, Jean Mellinger. Good morning, everyone. We're just gonna give this a few more minutes for everyone to get here as I share this out onto a couple of coloring groups, and if you can share that out, I would appreciate it also. So let me see where I can share this, if I can share it. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Anne Manera as I share this out onto a... Get rid of my voice. Sound is good. Thank you, Sharon. Hey, Alice. Hey, good morning, Sharon. I gotta see if I can share this. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Scarlett and Paisley are eager to color. They are fast asleep when I'm getting ready to start, and then all of a sudden, they want a biscuit that's in my pocket. All right, here you go, girls. Go ahead. All right, so, hey, good morning, Dawn. So, I've been working on a new book over the past couple of days. I finally have figured out, I took some time, actually, let me to put it that way. I took some more, it's more like, not figured it out, but I actually took some time to learn Procreate on my iPad. So, I have been creating some mandalas on Procreate. And I think that they're different than other mandalas. I'm just going to share this out to a couple of different places. I think they're different than some of the other mandalas that are out there. They're not so... Sometimes mandalas all look the same, right? Here's a couple of them, actually. I printed them out. And I'm going to tell you, it's addicting because if I could draw fast to begin with, drawing with my iPad using Procreate on the screen is like lightning speed. Don't you think, Dawn? Dawn knows what I'm talking about. It's like drawing at lightning speed. So I think that I've already done about 50 of them since yesterday. It's crazy, you know? Hey, Omana, how are you? Haven't seen you in a long time. So I am just, I don't know when it'll be done. But there's a lot of them. I don't even know. I can't show it to you on my iPad right now because I'm using my iPad so that I can see what's happening. I don't think that they look like the typical mandala. You know? I don't think they look like a mandala that is all like, you know, floral and frilly and looks like lace. And some of them all kind of look the same. So I decided to make them easy to color, like Marianne's saying. And I decided to make them, and they'll be bigger than this. This was just my initial printout for the first couple. And these really are actually probably, I question whether these will even make the cut because, hey, thanks, Omana. Good to see you. So I question whether these will actually make the cut for this next book, but I don't know. So I've figured out how to do that, and there's so much more that I can do with this iPad and with Procreate. I just hadn't had time to I really kind of put it on the back burner as far as really kind of learning what to do and teaching myself how to use it. Because I was working on, hey Lynn, thank you. I was working on the Coloring Handbook Volume 3, which, let me tell you, I think it's coming today. I gotta look. What's today? Today's Thursday? Let me see. I'll check my orders from Amazon and see what's happening. Oh, it's arriving tomorrow. So as soon as I get it, I will do a flip through. A flip through of the actual book. But if you have not seen the Coloring Handbook Volume 3, take a look over to my website and you can get a free tutorial from the Coloring Handbook Volume 3 and give it a whirl because it's the third volume. It's really cool. Good morning to Kathleen and Lynn Fasella. Good morning. So I'm using a couple of different things today. I'm using these Dewent, I'm using Dewent Inktense pencils. I took those out. Today's topic is pointillism, which is all about dots. But I want to color the backgrounds of everything. So I've got my Dewent Inktense pencils. The other ones that I have that I just purchased recently are Dewent, I guess I'm not saying this correctly either, am I? Just like I thought cicadas were called cicadas. Let's just say it that. Let's just say that. Did I tell you that, Lynn? I should have told you that yesterday, Lynn. All this time I'm thinking these cicadas, is that how you say them? I'm thinking they're called cicadas. And now that I'm saying it, all I know is please don't let them come to my house is all I'm saying. Anyway, Derwent Chromaflow pencils. These are similar to like a Prismacolor. I'm not sure how much these were. I don't even remember how much these were. 13 maybe? This is a 12 pack, and I gotta say, I really like them. This is why I like them. I like them because the pencil is thin and it's very lightweight. Did you ever pick up a pencil sometimes and it feels heavy? This is why I like them. These remind me Lynn's laughing. These remind me of pencils from long ago called when back in the day, you know, way back when we walked to school in 12 feet of snow, you know, and we put bags on our feet. Back in the day, there were a Prismacolor made Prismacolor Beryl, B-E-R-O-L pencils, and they're kind of, I don't even think you can find them anymore. They don't make them anymore. If you find them, they're kind of like considered vintage colored pencils. Anyway, they are similar to that. That's what they remind me of. They remind me of Beryl Prismacolor Beryl pencils. I might have a few that I could compare them to, but that's how I know Prismacolor pencils from way back when they were called Beryl, B-E-R-O-L. Probably saying that wrong too. I'm not probably saying that wrong like I'm saying the cicadas. I like cicada better. Dewent Inktense, heavier pencil than these Chromaflow ones, but Heather Berger turned me on to these. And then I'm going to be using my Faber-Castell either duo tips or grips to create the dots. So let's get coloring, right? Let's get busy here. So the first thing I'm going to do is color the center of my flowers. I feel like I always start in the middle, and I'm just going to give it a heavy enough pressure. And I do want to zoom in, so hang on to your hat. And I'm going to put a different light on. Turn off this light. The mood lighting is so much better. Okay, so I'm just going to color the center of this with my yellow, which is called Sun Yellow, the Chromaflow one. Each one I'm going to color like that. And pointillism is all about dots, all about creating the clusters of dots that you can either create a darker shade of the color, or you can mix two different colors. Like if you mixed yellow and blue next to each other, then from a distance, or if you squint, it'll start to look like green. So that's the whole point. And it's kind of, this technique is all about, pointillism is a fine art term, and fine art paintings have are painted in pointillisms. We're not going to get that detailed, but we're just going to kind of figure out what we need to do as far as adding some different colors next to one another. So I'm going to use these Inktense pencils next. This is fuchsia. Hey, good morning, Linda and Diana. And what I'm going to do is just do a light pressure here. Now, I'm doing the background. Scarlett's going through the trash. Hey, Scarlett, don't do that, honey. Just lay down. Don't go through my trash. I'm just going to kind of do this background and then go back on top of this. So I'm going to leave my centers of my flowers the way they are. You can certainly do the dots with colored pencils, but I think using a marker makes it a little more, it gives a little more of a statement rather than making it look like it's flecked, you know? Or look like speckled, where it doesn't really have any rhyme or reason to it, and it's more of a, I guess more of a decorative type of technique, not really creating anything, but just kind of adding things. So that's what I have to say about that. I just think that that's probably kind of what it's all about, you know. So let's see what happens here when we add. I'm going to add some purple on top of this. This is a Faber-Castell Duo Tip, meaning that it has a couple of different colors on each side, on each pen. And I'm just going to kind of add some purple on top of this Inktense Fuchsia. Typically, Inktense pencils are used with water. I'm using them dry. So you can use them either way. An Inktense colored pencil is much different than any other type of watercolor pencil because the pigment inside the pencil is actually made of ink. A little trivia there. We should do like art supply facts and information and trivia, I guess. So as I get closer together, it's going to make it look like the purple is darker. As I get further apart, it's going to make it looks like it's going to lighten up. So I'm going to start to get further apart as I get closer to my yellow. And I like that I chose this color because I didn't do it on purpose, but purple's the opposite of yellow. So who knows? Maybe it was like a subconscious choice of color. I just kind of chose it. So I have been adding, I did, past tense, I already did it. I added all of the color alongs from this book, volume 16s, that we have done to date on YouTube as replay. So I would really love it if you could go, hey, good morning, Karen. I would really love it if you could go over to my YouTube and click the subscribe button and check out my YouTube videos, because sometimes I add other stuff on there and it's a good way to watch without having to log into Facebook. Plus, you can watch from TV, right? So that's one of the reasons why I've been doing it, is that it gives you more opportunity and more places to actually watch color alongs, watch the replays of color alongs, so you don't have to always be logged into Facebook. I was just going to call it FB, but we'll call it Facebook. This is blush pink. I'm going to go with this one on this color on this flower here. And then I think I'll go over this, add some dots that are more of a pink color, you know? So feel free to share this video. So I've been adding I added all of the color alongs from volume 16. I think I might go back if I can. My goal next, I'm trying to think of it more of a, rather than think of like hundreds of them. Oh, good. You've been watching. Hey, Jen Sigmund. Marianne says, I've been watching them on YouTube. I love it. Oh, thank you. You know, it's a lot of, it's time consuming. I don't like time consuming things. Does anybody else feel like that? That they don't like time consuming things? I don't know what it is. It's a lot of screen time for me. I don't really like, I have to like rest my eyes. So I've been adding, so volume 16 is up to date. And next, volume 15, I believe, is up. If anyone's interested in helping out with this project as far as testing it out for me, I know Marianne's been watching them, let me know. So volume 15, I believe, is completely up. There might be 2 that I need to get up there, but I think it's volume 15 that's completely up. Wow, suddenly lost all connection, internet and TV, but seems to be back on, not TV, but others. That happened to me yesterday, Bev. I was doing a private lesson yesterday, and all of a sudden, we completely lost power, and all of a sudden, it just all came back on. It was weird. There was a big fire around me yesterday, though. A house in, like a few blocks over was on fire. So maybe I'm thinking that's why that happened to me. I can't speak to what happened. Bonnie says, I've been watching them also. I love it. Oh, this is so good to hear, because it's really, I just kind of question it. Like, should I continue? Should I keep going? So if people are enjoying them, then I'll keep going. You know, people make money on YouTube based on the number of views and the people that click on the ads. My YouTube channel makes zip because I don't have enough views. I don't have enough followers. So I really need to increase my following and my presence on YouTube. So if you would like to share it with somebody, or I mean, it's a treasure trove of coloring tutorials, wouldn't you say? So I'm just going to keep adding them. So I think I might go back like to the books that were unique to themselves, and by that I mean that the books that I have that are just the pages are exclusive to those column along books, and I think that started with volume 11. So I'll go back as far as that. I was unsure, Marianne saying I listen with wireless headphones. You know, I was unsure about the sound, right? Because really the conversation, it really means, like, do you really even, if you didn't watch the Facebook Live video and you didn't see the comments that I'm responding to, then you wouldn't really know what the heck I'm talking about. So, but then I figured that since I'm always reading back the comments, then people would know what I was talking about. I mean, there is background noise. There's dogs barking, you know, so people have got to understand that. Long ago, I had put YouTube videos up, and people complained because there was a dog barking, or the phone rang, or, I mean, hey, you know what? It's real life. People breathe, right? Bev says, I missed because of crash, but what are you doing points with? Oh, this is Faber-Castell Duo Tip, Bev. These Duo Tip markers. I like them a lot because they are, they're chisel tip. There's that chisel tip. They've got a little bit of a point to them. Each marker has 2 different colors on it. That's why it's called duo tip. It's not duo tip in the sense that it's got 2 different tips. I thought that's what they were going to be like when I first bought them. Was anyone else fooled by that? I was. They duped me. Yes, that's life for it. Bev's saying that's life. You're exactly right. So that's what's going on. So what's happening with everybody else? Feel free to share what you've been doing. I've been loading these videos. I've been, what else have I been doing? I have been working on those mandalas. I've been redoing my backyard. That's one of the things that I've been doing for a few weeks, actually. Giving my yard a makeover. I decided this past spring that my yard needed a makeover. And again, it was like another thing that was like, you know, something that was extremely overwhelming, kind of like a big undertaking. And now I am chipping away. So my latest addition is a gazebo, and last night I added fairy lights to the gazebo. I bought these really cool, you can't fix stupid, Lynn is saying. The dogs add flavor, says Marianne. I agree. They add flavor to my life. They make my life complete. Yeah, I love these markers too, Marianne. Marianne says she loves them. So I added these little fairy lights to the gazebo last night, and I ordered them on Amazon, and I'm thinking, wow, these are like what are they gonna look like? Well, I'm telling you, they're on like a copper wire. Does anyone ever use these little fairy lights? They're on a copper wire, and they're little teeny tiny dots that are the lights, and they're solar powered, which I thought was exciting. So I opened them up and said, this is a joke. How are these ever going to work? So I strung my lights, and finally it was dark outside, and I was like ready for bed early last night. But I went outside in the dark and checked them out, and I don't think that there was enough solar power for them yesterday because I hadn't charged it hadn't been charged in enough time. Hey, Chris, how are you? Bev says, I had my second COVID shot Tuesday, so all is good and I feel fine. Good for you, Bev. Which one did you get, Bev? Diana says, I got my Daisy Diamond painting. I will be starting that today. Oh, from the one you ordered from me? Oh, how exciting, Diana. I can't wait. Show pictures. I'm sorry it take so long to get it delivered, but what Diana's talking about is that she ordered a diamond painting from my website. I have a lot of my paintings on, well, not a lot, but maybe there's like a dozen. Hey, Beth Turner. I have several paintings on my website that are several diamond paintings on my website that are created from my paintings. So I was actually thinking of adding this one next. This is one I finished just recently. I finished this one yesterday, actually. My Hey, Heather Berger, how are you, my friend? Dawn says, I've used the battery-powered ones and they work great. Yeah, they work. These are even better than battery-powered, Dawn, because they're solar. I've used the battery-powered ones too, but then I was like, batteries keep running out, keep running out. So, I bought these solar ones, so I'm kind of excited about them. I wish that I could find a way to put them in, like, put them in my house or wrap them around all trees in my, like, I may be adding more. So anyway, this painting I just finished yesterday, and this one, it is part of our homework assignment for my Saturday painting class, my membership. And so I might add this one as a diamond painting. I'm not sure. I have to think about that. Bev says it took 2 minutes to sit, get the shot, then 45 minutes to see if I had a reaction because I don't do well with any chemicals. I know. I had to sit for a longer amount of time too. Marianne says, I have yet to try a diamond painting. I've yet to try one too, and this is my hesitation. The teeny tiny pieces, I'm afraid that are going to fall on the floor because I'm a klutz. And then I feel like my diamond painting may cost me a lot of money at the vet as my dogs ingest diamonds from the diamond painting. Oh, I don't know. I know somebody that has a dog that just, like, he is just constantly eating everything. So I don't know. I don't know if I should indulge or travel down the diamond painting path. I'm not really sure if I should. Sharon says, if you do do that one as a diamond painting, I would definitely buy it. The vase of flowers? I mean, the vase with the fruit? I have a few of them, actually. How about the other one we did? With the, where is it? I don't know. I have a stack of paintings. I need to organize my paintings because the pile is growing. Yeah, see, Marianne's like me. I'm afraid of the kids. Marianne says, I'm afraid of the kids finding pieces. Marianne wants me to do one live. Oh, I don't know if I can. Marianne says, Diana says, Marianne, I started small, did Christmas cards, and fell in love. Somebody else did that. Was it Tammy Myers that had done that? Maybe. Beth says, I got my second COVID shot on Tuesday as well. I am doing well. Yeah, thank you, Lynn. I'm going to be having a painting sale, I think. A live painting sale. What do you think? Should I do another one? I thought about doing one like, kind of like having one like as a yard sale at my house. But now I have decided that I don't want to do that. I was like ready to do it. I was all set thinking, oh my God, I can do all these paintings and I can advertise it locally. But then I decided I don't feel like sitting there all day long. So I'm thinking I need to do one live. Do a live sale on Facebook, like I've done several times in the past. And the past ones, I probably only had about 50 paintings for those. And this time, I think I have at least 100. So it would be it would definitely be a lot of paintings. They give, Sharon is saying they have drill pens that you can load with the drills that would cut down on the ones you might drop. Oh, interesting. So you don't have to keep like, Diana says, I saw your blue daisy. I want that as a diamond painting. I got to find that painting because my paintings are in desperate need of, if you saw where my paintings are being kept right now, I think that it would bring a tear to your eye because it's bringing a tear to my eye where I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, what have I done? Look at them. There's just, what I need is some different bags to put them in storage because I like to keep them all in a plastic bag. So I usually use a large Ziploc bag to store them in. But I definitely have a lot more paintings I could add for diamond paintings. So I can add more. It just takes a long time, doesn't it, to get the painting? Heather says, Tammy does cards and a lot of beautiful ones. Tammy's the one who actually helped me out with being able to figure out how to sell diamond paintings with my paintings on them. So, big shout out to Tammy. Tammy was a very, very big help because I tried to get involved with some different diamond painting companies and nobody wanted to talk to me. So one person told me that my work was not fit to their liking, is how she put it. And then someone else said that my paintings were not good enough to be part of their collection. So at that point, I said, you know what? I don't need you. So I'm going to make my own. So I talked to Tammy, and she gave me a lot of information about how to add my paintings to a diamond painting. And it's a product that gets shipped to you by Amazon. It just takes a little while. So, yeah, Ziploc bags are a good idea. When I pile paintings together, they sometimes stick together, Lynn is saying. Yes. You know what else is good, too? Which I've had a hard time finding them. I think it was Stop and Shop is where I bought them the last time, but I haven't been in Stop and Shop in a very, very long time. It was, you know those old style storage bags, like before Ziploc came into play, and they had like a little twist tie? And that was the one that I really like, those plastic bags. But I do like the Ziplocs better because they actually, it zips, so it keeps the moisture out, right? Let's see what other comments here. Heather saying, Tammy did a snowman in a frame for me. I love it and bring it out every Christmas and winter. Yeah, Tammy does a lot of them. Where is Tammy? Tammy should be watching. Heather says, I bought one of Anne's for Dustin, but he hasn't started yet. Is that the one with the tiger, Heather? I'll show you a couple other paintings that I have stacked up in this room that I could add as diamond painting, just to kind of get some feedback. Sharon says, oh, brother, it would have been better if they had just said they weren't interested rather than insulting your work. Oh, no, that doesn't happen in the art world. They just say it. You know what cracks me up, too, is the person that's saying it is, like, has no, like, formal training, is, I don't know, for lack of a better word, to even criticize or comment on what is good and what is, you know? So it would be like, you know, I mean, I don't want to say who it would be like, because then I would be insulting people, but I just said, you know what? Goodbye. Bye, Felicia. You know when people say that? Bye, Felicia. Heather, Tammy made a gorgeous nativity one that I treasure, Marion is saying. Oh, I would love to see that one. Lynn says, when I do canvas boards, they fit in plastic protectors, and I can keep them in a 3-ring binder. Oh, that's a good idea. I usually end up buying Ziploc bags at Dollar Tree. They're really cheap. They're like, what, a box of 10 for $1? You know? I mean, I guess they might question, like, why are you buying all of these Ziploc bags at the Dollar Tree? Here I have 100 of them. The mother tiger, oh yes, the mother tigers and her babies, Heather saying. Yeah, you need to finish that for him. Has Dustin still been coloring, Heather? All right, so this is just apple green. And now I'm going to go back over it. That's the inkjet. That's the inkjet ink from my printer that I just got. You know, ink tints. All right, I'm going to find some green. You know how we all love green. Not. I have trouble with green, right? People can be mean, Bev is saying, not for good reason. Is this green? Yes. Not for good reason other than they are mean-spirited. Yeah, I agree with you. People can be jerks. Hey, I live on the East Coast, in the Northeast, you know? People are not nice around here sometimes. People can be weird. They tell it like it is, you know? Listen to Lynn. Bless their heart. I always thought that bless your heart was a nice thing to say until Melody Jones told me, who lives in West Virginia, said that it really is not nice. So, I like that it sounds like a little, like a sarcastic thing to say to somebody. Like, oh, bless your heart. Like, you fool. Right? Is that what it means? Hey, Mary, what's happening? Heather says he's not coloring much. He just doesn't have much free time. Oh, well, at least he's keeping busy, right? So, all right, so this is my green from my Faber-Castell Duo tip. And I'm just kind of clustering it towards the bottom where it meets the stem. And then I am moving further up as further and further and further apart. You know, further and further and further apart. So really nice weather over the past couple of days here in New England. What do you say, Mary? Hasn't it been really nice? Today seems pretty good too. Last week was not so good. But Do you ever just get to the point on a really hot day where you're just like, no matter what I do, I just cannot get cool? Does anybody else have that happen to them? Bless your heart has two meanings, Heather is telling me. Apparently, I didn't know this. I thought it was a nice thing. You know? So am I correct in saying that the other meaning, the not nice thing, is kind of like, oh, you fool, like that, sarcastic? Lynn says, I wish I could remember how many times people said bless your heart to me when I lived in Atlanta. I always thought it was a nice thing to say and said thank you. Well, thank goodness I am not having it said to me, Lynn. So it's like, how many times have they just kind of been like insulting you, right? I am loving this weather. I would love this permanently. Today's nice. What other day was Sunday? Was nice, wasn't it? I was outside for most of the day on Sunday. The dogs were outside for most of the day. We kind of had a dog play date with their dog friends, and they were having a good time, hanging out. Of course, Paisley, the dog snob, has to head back in the house and go lay on the couch. She doesn't really like to socialize sometimes with dogs. She gets to the point in the middle of like a lot like company at my house being like, oh, I'm just going to go lay down now. I think that Paisley might say bless your heart to Lynn if she saw her. So what exactly is the second meaning, the bad meaning about bless your heart? How would you explain it, Heather? How would you explain that? It reminds me of those two women, those two ladies from West Virginia. What are they called? Grammy and... Do you know who I'm talking about? They used to be on, like, I think one of them actually passed away. Sharon says, I always thought bless your heart was a nice thing to say. I didn't realize it was a sarcastic remark. Me either, Sharon. I didn't. I thought it was I thought it was nice. I don't know if I don't really remember if anyone's really said it to me. And they probably, I don't know, around here, they probably just, see, where I am, where we live, Sharon, don't you think that and even just kind of like the New England thing, it's more about like, if I'm going to say something to you, I'm going to tell you to take a hike. Like, I'm going to use the phrase, take a hike, because we're here live on Facebook and I don't want to say something else. But if people want to just tell you off, they tell you off. Don't you think? We don't need to say bless your heart and try to sugarcoat it, right? We just say, you know what I'm talking about. It probably was meant in a nice way, Lynn. Not everyone has ulterior motives. Sharon says, maybe it means bless your heart in that if I really said what I want to say, you'd be floored. Oh, maybe. Instead of the way people say things around here, Sharon? Right? I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Diana says, we're getting hotter by the day. Oh, and they're wanting us to set the AC at 78 degrees and don't use washing machine or oven to prevent what happened during the winter. Oh my goodness, bless their heart, is right. Oh my goodness, Diana. They still haven't fixed that problem? I don't know if I'd be able to do the air conditioner at 78. Last night I slept with the air conditioner on 60. And I don't really think that last night was like air conditioner weather. It was freezing in my house. As a matter of fact, I had 2 quilts on my bed to begin with. And then I pulled a fleece blanket off the couch that I had been wrapped up in and brought that to bed with me. And I had another blanket on top of me with the air conditioner on. So I guess I could have like turned off the air conditioner, but I think I was liking the frosty temperatures. You know, the electric company must have been saying, bless her heart, turn off the damn AC, turn off the AC, right? I've been binge watching Manifest on Netflix. I'm hooked. I thought I was going to watch that. Yeah, see, New Yorkers tell like the same thing around here. Sharon says, we would just say, bless your heart, not. Well, I think we'd say other things too, right? I don't know. I wouldn't say that. But other people would. Other people would just say it. Just trying to be sarcastic, like saying, oh, well, who cares? All right, so that's the official meaning about bless your heart. All right, cool. We have beat it to a dead... We've just, like, beat it to death. Lynn says, my AC is set for 75 and I try not to touch it. Oh, well, maybe if I had central air conditioning, it would be different. But when there's a window air conditioner, I set it at 60. Because it doesn't mean that it gets the house to 60. Right? So if your window AC is set at 60, like my house isn't 60 degrees, but the air conditioner is set at 60. I always feel so guilty turning it on. And then I just decided the other day, why am I feeling guilty? I'm putting it on. What is Manifest about, Bonnie? Before I start the background, I want to show you a couple of the other paintings that I'm thinking of using for diamond paintings. Let me see if I can pull them off here. Oh, this is another one I was thinking of using for a diamond painting. Oh, this one right here. This one with the barn, which is actually part of my July painting classes that meet on Mondays if anyone's interested in joining. We've got some really cool ones. We've got flamingos. This is one of them that we're doing. I thought about adding that one as a diamond painting. And what was the other one? I'm not sure if this would work as a diamond painting or not. I never watched The Sopranos, so I watched the first episode last night. You've never watched that? Lynn, I'm so surprised. We do the same. Set the AC at 72, Sharon says, and it keeps the constant 70, which is comfortable for us. Oh, I do too, Heather. I treat everybody like I would want to be treated myself. But it doesn't always come back that way, now does it? But it's okay. It shouldn't make you stop doing that. This is the other one with the mountains. That was the other one I was thinking of doing. But I'm not sure about that flowered one. Yeah, this stack of paintings is crazy. It needs to be organized. We're doing the barn. All right, well, maybe I'm going to add some more of these over the next few days as I'm sitting in front of the computer vegging out. That's what ends up happening to me. What was I going to say? Now I totally forgot what I was going to say. Yes, for the barn. Oh, the barn is part of my July painting classes that are happening on Mondays. We're doing a flamingo. We're doing the barn. All right, so now I'm going to work on my background. And I feel like I need to go with bolder colors. How about you? I'm going to do a purple with these mosaic things in the background. I'm just going to color this lightly for these little things, these little shapes back here. And then I am going to add some dots for, with marker. I'm going to kind of alternate, rotate. Bless my heart, right? Yes for the barn, yes for the mountains, yes for the ones with the flowers. Diana wants the blue daisy painting. I think I should just do a live sale too. And a lot of my paintings are also available on tote bags or throw pillows on Amazon. So if you haven't seen those are really cool. I just wish I could have like every tote bag I've created, but it's impossible, you know? You know, people say, oh, put your artwork on every product there is. But, you know, some of them are, like, the product itself in the end, the price of it is crazy for somebody to buy it. And I always think to myself, why would anyone pay $30 for a coffee mug, you know? So that's what I was thinking. But, so instead, I'm thinking of, I'll add some stuff, and then I'll do, like, a quick live painting sale, just live on Facebook, show some paintings, and see if people are interested in buying some originals. All right, so this one is called Blue. Wow, creative name for this color, right? Creative name. And then I'm going to add, I don't know, we've got to add some orange back here, right? All right, so there's my blue. I guess I'll do this one blue also. A jigsaw. Oh, I would love to do a jigsaw puzzle in. There are ways for me to do a jigsaw puzzle, but the end result, the puzzle itself, would be a lot of money. Like, over $50. That's crazy. So I haven't ventured down the jigsaw puzzle road. I would love for, like, a jigsaw puzzle company to actually pick up my artwork to put on their puzzles. Like, what's his name? Jeff Haney. Does anyone follow Jeff Haney? But he used to work for a puzzle company, I think. Have you seen those new jigsaw puzzles where the shapes of the pieces are actually shapes rather than like shapes of things? I know everything's a shape, but they're not like just like a regular puzzle shape. They're more like I don't know, the shape of a fish or the shape of like a lamp or something. Did you put the barn on a color your own tote bag? I would buy that one and color it. No, because the barn is a painting. You know what would be cool though? Maybe I should do a grayscale, like a grayscale coloring page for that barn, and put it on a tote bag. And then you could color it on, do that on the tote bag. What do you think about that? That's an interesting idea, isn't it? I love doing digital puzzles too, but I don't know how to add them to it. I mean, I don't know. Actually, there's somebody that I know locally that creates their own digital puzzles on something. I should get in touch with them and see how that works. So it's an artist group. It's here in where I live. Jeff Haney has worked for Pixar and a big game company. Yes, thank you, Heather. Yeah, so he's up there. I always wonder why people like Jeff Haney and Ruth Sanderson, like what made them turn to coloring books? Because I don't know, it's weird. All right, I'm gonna add some purple dots. I haven't seen Jeff Haney post in a while. But his artwork is fabulous. Puzzles became very big during the pandemic. I avoid them for fear of losing the pieces. Yeah, puzzles were a big deal in the pandemic. They became to the point where you couldn't find them. The prices went up. Well, coloring book sales kind of increased too during the pandemic. And one of the things that happened was that Amazon, remember when they were like restricting what was essential and what was not essential? Well, they also said that books were essential. So not only were coloring books were in that group too, because they really wanted to make sure that people had something to help with their mental health. So I think that was really cool that they did that. I'm going to give it a try. Ruth makes her paintings into grayscale. Yes, she does. Ruth Sanderson is in a class by herself. Let me tell you. She is an amazing, amazing artist. Her and this other artist that I follow, Susan Pecora, I believe her name is. I think that's how you say her last name. I can see it in my head. I'm just not sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. There are some pretty amazing artists that I follow. All right, so that was my purple. Now I'm going to go with some blue. Yeah, she's really amazing. Amazing. She sent me a message one time complimenting me, and I was like, oh, my goodness. It was like Ruth Sanderson is sending me a message, and Ruth Sanderson is giving me a compliment. It was like, oh, my goodness. It was a huge deal. I felt like I had been, like, contacted by, like, I don't know. I felt like I was, like, I don't even know what to compare it to, but it was a big deal. The fact that she even knew my name, knew who I was, it was like, knew my artwork, it was like, this is crazy. And then when I saw that Eric Carle died from, what is the name of that book? The children's book by Eric Carle. Why can't I remember this now? Do you know what I'm talking about, Marianne? Yeah, Marty Woods does work for a lot of big companies, Heather's saying. He does. Well, even Marty Woods. When Marty Woods, he used to watch a lot of color alongs. Remember that? It was like, oh my God, Marty Woods is watching. That's how I got to know Marty. From watching color. I haven't seen him in a while, actually. Haven't seen him watching in a while. Maybe because I switched to Thursdays. I'm not really sure what happened, but haven't seen him watching color alongs. But he does work for a lot of big companies too. Yes, it's on a Faber-Castell tin. I know, amazing, isn't it? It is amazing. What was the name of that book, Marianne? I can't think of it. So I'm adding just some red to my orange sections. No, oh, he had COVID. Oh, poor guy. Isn't it crazy? You know, I don't know, this whole COVID, it's really changed a lot of things, you know? It makes you think. You feel like I don't know, my priorities are different than they used to be. Completely different. I mean, not completely different, but very much different. The Caterpillar book. What the heck is the name of it, right? And there was another children's author that died too recently, wasn't it? I don't remember what that person was either. I can't remember stuff while I'm doing Facebook Live like that. Can't retrieve information. But let me tell you, talk about having a foggy day. Do you ever have a day where everything was just like off? The whole day was off. Yesterday, my whole day was off. I forgot to take a pill I was supposed to take. Then, everything was just off. The whole day was weird. Very, very weird. It was like everything just kind of shifted. I went to the bank and I went to the ATM and I went to put in the PIN. And when I put the PIN number in, this woman starts talking to me. I blame it on her. I blame it because someone was talking to me, which she shouldn't have been talking to me. I don't think that's very good, like, ATM vestibule etiquette. Anybody else think that? I think that you shouldn't talk to the person when they're in the ATM little vestibule. I don't even like to be in there with somebody else. I step aside and wait until they leave. But anyway, that's another topic for another day. I'm punching in my PIN number. I punch it in. I punch in all the other information. Just as it's about to spit out the cash, it tells me that my PIN number is wrong. And I finally figured it out. And I went back to the car. I thought maybe I don't know. Didn't know what I was going to do when I got back to the car. But anyway, I finally figured it out. And sure enough, I was one number off. I don't know why I was one number off. I don't know what happened to me. Anyway, this woman was still in there, and she was still talking to me. So I just got my cash and stuffed it in my pocket. Like, I was just like, heading out with the cash. And I just went back to the car and left. But I don't think that people should talk to people while they're at the ATM getting money out. I think they should step outside. They should stay away. And it's a private thing you're doing. Right? Yesterday was a bad day for you too, Heather? It was a bad day, yeah. There was all crazy things that I don't know what happened. The pill that I forgot to take of all things was a thyroid pill. That was the worst part. I can't forget to take that. And I don't know why I forgot to take it. It's like I take it every single day. Why would I forget? I had a lot of other things on my mind, I think, than what I should have had. Sharon says, you are right. Common courtesy is not to distract a person with conversation while in the ATM vestibule. Exactly. If I saw you in the ATM vestibule, Sharon, I would start singing and then really distract you. I would probably start telling you a joke and then you would really be distracted. I would do it just to say, I would say, bless your heart, as I was standing there. Just to crack you up. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, some people just are very strange. The other day, I went to the supermarket, and I'm sitting there. I pull into the parking space, and all of a sudden, this guy gets out of the car next to me, looks over at my car while the windows are open, and says, well, good afternoon. And he starts having a complete conversation with us. I was like, it was very weird. I don't know. He was weird. He was very strange. Monday was like that for me, Sharon is saying. Everything was off. Nothing worked out right. Yeah, it wasn't like nothing worked out right. It was just that everything that I did was like off. And then I was in a lot of pain and I don't know what was happening to me. I was like, what is going on? Did I like not eat the right food or maybe it's a shift in the planets, right? Could be. Sharon's laughing. I would sing along or do the same to you. Bless your heart. I know. Wouldn't that be crazy? I'm just going to keep saying that to Sharon all the time. I mean, I'm just going to start saying that to people. I don't think people around here would even know it's sarcastic. But I could just be snickering inside, right? Yesterday was a terrible day for you too, Jean. Oh, then it had to be something to do with the planets. Something to do with the energy in the world that would made it a bad day. If it was a bad day for other people too. Oh, and then I was outside putting up my string lights and on my little gazebo, getting them all set up, and the dogs were doing something. I don't know what Scarlett was doing, but she was doing something she shouldn't have, and I immediately screamed, "No, no, no, no," like to get her to stop. Of course, she doesn't listen to the word no, so I had to say it several times. And when I went to scream, these kids were playing catch in the street, and they were making fun of me. They were mimicking me. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I've become the person in the neighborhood that the kids, the teenagers, are mimicking and laughing at. I didn't like that. I did not like that at all. So I'll keep you posted on that because that was weird. I didn't like that part. All right, so this is my regular blue, and I am just going to add a little bit of blue just here and there because I've got that sea blue back there that was Inktense, not Inkjet, Inktense, and just kind of want to blend it a little bit. Now I'm going to get kids are so rude, aren't they? I think on Andy Griffith, though, it was all about being nice for Bless Your Heart, Mary. You know? Because, you know, Andy Griffith was like nice. He was always so nice. Everything on that show was nice. Don't you think? I've got to get a different blue marker because this one certainly is having punks. Exactly, Chris. You are right. They're punks. I can't believe they're making fun of me. So, I don't know. I didn't like that they were making fun of me. And yesterday was the opposite for me, Sharon saying. It made up for my Monday. So there you go. Story of my life. A day late, a dollar short, and off rhythm of the things others are experiencing. I don't know what happened. All I know is that I'm glad that yesterday is over. I just was like, I even tried painting. Oh no, that was actually, it started on Tuesday night when around 7:30 I realized as I sat down to paint that I forgot to take out the trash for the next day. And I knew that I had to get it out there because they were going to be here very early. And sure enough, they were here at 6 o'clock in the morning yesterday. So I think it started on Tuesday. So I don't know what was going on. All right, so here is my blue. I'm just adding a little bit of blue to this. And then I am going to, then this is going to be complete, actually. This finishes it up. Heather says he meant it in a, Andy Griffith meant it in a nice way. Because Andy Griffith is like, you know, a bowl of sugar. He's not a bowl of sour worms. He's a bowl of sugar. Can you believe that still goes on? How many people actually watch it? I don't want to repeat yesterday. I don't want to repeat yesterday either, Heather. Matter of fact, this morning I was like, it was the first thing I thought of was, this cannot be a repeat of yesterday. This just cannot. The whole day was just off. When I forgot the pin when the pin didn't work at the ATM, I just thought to myself, it's weird. And then why was that woman talking to me? That was weird. Southern New Yorkers never say bless your heart. Yeah, people never around here never say that either, Mary. I don't think that they could do it. I know. The whole New York, Boston, I mean, the whole little clump, right? What has happened to us that we don't want to say bless your heart? I don't know. It's just it's a thing that happens, I guess, right? I kind of took off yesterday after painting. Did 5-minute chores only. Lynn is telling us. Then I thought it was Thursday and collected the trash. I'm already laughing at this. Took the can out and didn't know why nobody else had their can out. Then I realized it was Wednesday. Did you bring it back in? I've done that before. And then I just leave it out there. And then you know what happens after that is that my neighbors all put their trash out. So I thought that was actually kind of comical that that happened. Try doing that, actually. Play mind games with the people around you. If your trash day is normally on a Thursday, put your trash out on a Tuesday. See if anybody still does it. I may do that next week. I may put it out on the wrong day and have everybody else follow suit. It's kind of funny. All right, let's see these. Oh, there it is. Oh, I don't know. I think it would be funny to do that, Lynn. They wouldn't even know you were doing it. I brought it in and I have to do it again tonight. I would have left it out. It would have been too heavy. Okay, so this is finishing up with some dark blue dots. People are so gullible, aren't they? You're right, Heather, they are. We could be doing it's like doing an experiment. I don't know. See, people in my neighborhood seem to think that I'm like the one that's knowledgeable about when there's like a holiday pickup or something. I don't know. It's common sense. Holiday, there's no trash. What are you doing, people? I'm going to continue moving up, but not so close together. Just kind of further apart as I move up further along this page in the background. But I don't want them to be like in a row or anything. Like I want them to be randomly placed. I'm not counting them. Sharon says, don't you hate when you're thinking a day off? Happens all too often to me. And then my dad is always off with what day. So we're talking, and I guess, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But does it really, I mean, I was going to say, does it really make a difference? Of course it makes a difference, but there are some days where I walk around all day long thinking it's a different day. I guess it's not the end of the world. I one time took a dog to the vet on the wrong day, drove 20 minutes to the vet with the dog, got out of the car, went into the vet office, and they said, your appointment isn't until tomorrow. I said, what? Isn't today Tuesday? And they said, nope, it's Monday. And I had to drive all the way back home. You would think that they would have said, you know what, you're here now, why don't you just come in? Just bring her in, we can just do it now. These are flying insects. Do you want me to say it? See, Lynn's trying to get me to say it. These are cicadas, or cicadas, as I call them. People are eating them. Did you see that? People are actually making tacos out of them. Why aren't you people eating them? I mean, crazy. I don't think I would do well with them. I don't think that I would like them around me. Okay, so, yeah, they're flying insects. Not allowed to put the trash out before 4 p.m. the night before. Oh, well, we're technically not allowed to do that either, but I am really not a rule follower, so I just do it. Heather says, if in the store trying to look at stuff like you see a good deal and put several in your cart, then move away. They will all flock to see if they are missing something. I do that just for fun. I didn't know where this was going, Heather. I didn't know where you were going, with this, but that is funny, actually. It's like, wow, look at this. Put a whole cicada pizza. Oh my goodness, disgusting. I don't know what Lynn is saying. I don't know what this means. Yeah, it's gross, isn't it? Isn't it, Chris? Very gross. Sharon says, my husband went to the doctor's office on Tuesday morning and his appointment was yesterday. Did they take him? Thank you, Bev. Did they take him or did they say go home? You know what I think I'm going to put? I'm going to put a little bit of yellow in between my blue. Should I? I don't know. Oh, no. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a yellow marker and I'm going to put it on top of my colored pencil of yellow just to brighten it up a little bit more. And then I'm going to call it done. That is D-U-N, done. Okay, let's see. Oh, look what's happening next week. So next week, we're working on a grayscale page, and it is this one right here, the cafe that everyone is... He had to go back? See, they should have just taken him. Isn't that a pain in the neck? This is blending with colored pencils next Thursday. We're working on this. And then moving along into the rest of June, right? The next week, will the next week be June or July? The 24th? No, this will be July, bolding. And then we'll be working on this one with neutral colors in July. Make it pop again for July. Thank you, Heather. And just 5 colors is also July, I believe. So this page is a lot of fun. So what I'll be doing is I'll be uploading this one to YouTube also, so you can watch the replay on YouTube from wherever you are, from in your cozy little bed or sitting on the couch or whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to go back. I'm going to go backwards. So I've got I've got volume 16 up already. Volume 15 is up. I'm not sure. I got to check to see if it has those 2 more videos or not. And then I'll go back to number 14. So I'll just keep going back. Lynn is showing me a video. How to pronounce cicada. Oh. I'll have to read it. I'll have to watch it. Thank you, Lynn Fasella. Cicada. So it's not cicada, it's cicada. Lynn says, thank you, Beth Turner. I'm so glad you joined us. I thought so too. It was only follow-up for not even a full exam with the PA, not even the doctor. They should have taken, yeah, they should have taken him. I agree. They should have taken him. See, if we were in charge, cicada. Is there a CH? Sandra has them, right, Sandra? Sandra keeps posting videos. Oh, my goodness. I wouldn't be able to do it. All right. So we have, we're finished with this one. So the next one is next Thursday, and we'll be working with some blending with colored pencils. I'm not sure what I'll use, but I'll pull out a bunch of stuff. And then, what else is happening? If you're interested in joining painting classes, where we start again in July, the next draw along book starts July 7th, right? July 7th. Oh, they're almost gone. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, where do they go, by the way? Sandra, where do they go when they're done? Do they just fly away somewhere else? I say that all the time too, Sharon. If I were in charge, things would be run more smoothly. I say that all the time. I always say, if they had consulted with me about this project, then we wouldn't have this problem. They're working on the roads in my neighborhood. They're working on the pipes underground for water. Thankfully they're doing it and we're not running out of water, but we've had some hiccups. We've had some low water pressure. We've had some brown water. We were never informed that any of this would happen. So they go back into they die. Sandra says they die in the ground. They go underground for 17 years. Birds eat them. I always thought that they were just like a made-up thing. I didn't really think they really happened. Probably because I didn't know how to pronounce it. Right? All right. So let's wrap up, and I will see everyone next week. Hey, they go back in the ground for another 17 years. The same ones? How long do they live? So 17 more years, that same one that you saw today, new ones go back into the ground. Oh my goodness. So the ones that are out now are going to give birth to new ones. And then those are going to go back into the ground. You don't have them at your house, do you, Bonnie? Grubs. Okay. The grubs go back into the ground. That makes sense. Thank you. Well, this has been very informative today about learning all about these cicadas and learning about how bad everyone else's day was yesterday, so I don't really feel so bad. I mean, I feel bad that everyone's day was bad, but Lynn is saying they shed their skin and leave their carcass all over the place. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Oh, brother. All right, thanks, everyone. I'm going to go be bug-free today, and hope you have a great day. I will see everyone next week. Thanks so much for joining me.